And Kogi orders boreholes relieve materials for IDPs. And still staying with the Guardian newspaper, Konjo-Iweala refutes involvement in Biafra loan facilitation claims. And IMF chief says Africa deserves to be represented more fairly. And relievers pedestrian bridge collapse at 5-star bus stop without casualties. That's in Lagos. And Surulere Council to host inaugural Lere Day celebration. 5 arrested as vigilantes allegedly beat man to death in Kwara State. All right, we move on to the Punch newspaper now, and the Punch lays with the story: Cabinet reshuffle, Presidency defense Tinubu as FG slashes ministers' vehicles and aids. Tinubu seeks Senate's confirmation of ministerial nominees. An Ondo polls, Sanwo-Olu Omo-Agege lead APC 305-man campaign council. And Senate OK's 15% state funding for Regional Development Commission. Still staying with the Punch newspaper, broken aircraft windscreen aboard Shetima's Samau trip. And military, NEMA comb sea for crashed helicopters passengers. Customs sees 71.7 million naira smuggled items in Adamawa and Taraba. And federal government charges 9 people over Akpabio's impeachment rumor. Tinubu pledges livestock farming revamp amid $1.5 billion dairy import. All right, we move on to other Nigerian Tribune. No deadline for old Naira notes. This is coming from the CBN. And cost of governance, Tinubu limits ministers' convoy to 3 vehicles. Crashed helicopter had our personnel on board. That's the NNPCL. Cabinet shake-up. Nigerians' feedback influenced Tinubu's action. Presidency. And PDP won't allow one-party state. This is according to the Governors Forum. The Nation newspaper is next now, and government costs saving plans limit ministers' convoy and security. A role of meteorology in nation building. This is by Festus Keyamo, Minister for Aviation and Aerospace Development. First Lady reps lift Jigawa tanker fire victims with 140 million naira. 46 wise men to rework federal government's laws. And IMF projects reduction in Nigeria's debt to GDP ratio. Daily Trust is next now, and it says why blackout will persist in North. This is according to the TCN, that's the Transmission Company of Nigeria. And still on Daily Trust, Shetima cancels Commonwealth trip as foreign object hit his plane in US. The Leadership newspaper is next now, and it leads with the story $1.5 billion dairy import. Tinubu begins livestock reforms, rallies governor's support. And still with the Leadership newspaper, Adebayo to new ministers tell Tinubu the truth. Why Metawale survived cabinet shakeup, according to presidency. Emir Sanusi II to Taban, first son as Jerome Kano. Governor Aliu pardons 113 inmates. And Bill Gates to stand trial over COVID-19 vaccines claim. And the Vanguard newspaper is next now. Leads with the story, governance cost. Tinubu orders cost cuts in ministers' convoys and aids. And still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Shetima planes at JFK Airport. Okay, foreign object hits, damages Shetima's plane at JFK Airport. And reps CBN disagree over validity of old Naira note. All 8 passengers in Bonny Chopper disaster fear death. That's according to the police. And Nigeria's external reserves hit $40.2 billion. That's according to the CBN. And the NBS, that's the National Bureau for Statistics, is saying that 67% households use firewood for cooking. And the customs to deploy modernization projects to enhance operations. And excitement as partially blind students see whiteboard teachers clearly. An ex-NEC chairman, Professor Humphrey Nwosu, who conducted June 12 election, dies in U.S. hospital. That's according to the Vanguard newspaper. An Ondo election, INEC fixes mock accreditation for November 6. And cabinet reshuffle, scrapping superfluous ministries commendable, according to Kugwe. Obasanjo, Danjuma decry dwindling quality of leadership in Nigeria. Canada to reduce immigration by 21% in 2025. Senate Tinubu 6, Senate confirmation of Bianca Ojukwu and 6 new ministerial nominees. 5 arrested over alleged murder of a Unilorin graduate in Kwara. Oh, well, those are the headlines across the papers, and we'll take a short break now. When we return, we will look at some of the stories in details. Please don't go away. It's still newspaper review on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja.
Abuja. Wake up. Reach out. Speak up. Speak out. You are the voice of a new generation. And this is your station. Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM.
Citizen FM Abuja. No, we be
problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dreams. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Yeah. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Shiki, shiki, Citizen FM, Citizen FM.
The Renewed Hope Agenda for Nigeria is the brainchild of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. It is geared towards renewing the hopes of Nigerians for a better future through its policies, projects, and programs that are aimed towards lifting the GDP and economic growth of the nation by improving standard of living of the average Nigerian. The Renewed Hope Agenda Radio is poised to promote all of the above while enlightening Nigerians as well. Join us every Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. on Citizen FM Radio, 93.7, Labor House, Central Business District, Abuja. Renewed Hope Agenda Radio on 93.7 FM. The future starts today.
We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there.
Did you miss out on the news during the week? Not to worry. Retrospect is here to make up for the missed information. Retrospect is a complete package of all the major news headlines that made the airwaves from Sunday to Saturday. Join me, Esther Musu, on the program Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Sunday at 6 p.m. Retrospect. We keep you informed.
Or confused?
Wants your dream to brightly glow?
Here is what to do.
Women's Corner is waiting just for you.
Education, work, lifestyle, career, mentorship, and family too.
We will tackle the issues, provide solutions, and see you through. Finding your voice, reaching high, and making an impact. Women's Corner, where knowledge can fly.
Join us every Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. for inspiring stories and practical advice to reach all your glories.
It's Women's Corner on Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja.
Woman don't suffer, lower everybody.
The issues everybody everybody respected that because it was coming from the president.
Theory behind it, the way the people took the battle in their hands.
Some civil servant retire without a roof over his head.
The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country. Hussein cannot be divulged from those who cause the crime. Honestly.
The passion.
You must have national spread. So where is it?
Why are you so concerned about that?
He said money was.
I never.
No.
The platform is always the same.
Insight on Citizen FM 93.7.
The source is constant.
My name is Lawrence Umoite.
There is always an opportunity.
Tomorrow, Insight returns with another interesting.
Insight with Lawrence Umoite on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Be part of the experience.
Oh, my people, make una come gather here. Which kind tori una wan hear on top radio? Wetin dey catch fire on top social media? Bring am on top Make We Talk Am for Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Monday go reach Thursday, and the time na 5:10 wey be 10 minutes after 5. Make we talk am as e dey be.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still newspaper review on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja. And this is the part where we open the phone lines and also look at some of the stories in details. You can call us on 0903 2229797. You can also call us on 0818 2222205 or 0818 22206. And don't forget, you can also send us a WhatsApp message on any of those numbers. And we start off from the front page of the Nation newspaper. Government's cost-saving plan limits ministers' convoy and security. And the story has it that President Bola Tinubu took a tough stance yesterday on the enforcement of some cost-saving measures. In a personal memo, he directed that no member of the Federal Executive Council should have more than 3 vehicles in a convoy. None of them is expected to have more than 5 security personnel, 4 policemen, and 1 DSS operatives attached to him. And we also understand that security chiefs are also affected by these decisions. Heads of military and paramilitary agencies will collaborate with the National Security Advisor to determine the suitable reduction in their security details. These decisions are in line with government's position on reduction in the cost of governance. The presidential directive was made known yesterday by Mr. Bayo Ononuga, Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to the President. We're still staying with the Nation newspaper. We have the story 46 wise men to rework federal government's laws. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, has directed that all laws of the Federation of Nigeria should be reviewed, updated, and consolidated within the next 6 months. Fagbemi gave the directive yesterday in Abuja while inaugurating a 46-member committee, also called the 46 Wise Men, he constituted for that purpose. The committee, which comprises law experts and members of some legislative houses, is to be jointly chaired by a former Ekiti State Attorney General and Justice Commissioner Olawale Fagbonda, SAN, as well as a chairman of the Nigerian Law Reforms Commission, Professor Jumai Audi. Fagbemi said the initiative is a part of ongoing efforts of President Bola Tinubu's administration. All right, we move on to the Punch newspaper now. And there's a story here. Senate OK's 15% state funding for regional development commissions. The Senate on Thursday approved 15% from the Consolidated Revenue Fund as source of funding for the newly created Zonal Development Commission by member states. The approval followed consideration and adoption of the report of the Senate Committee on Special Duties on the bills establishing the commissions. Earlier, the lawmakers were divided over the source of funding for the newly created Zonal Development Commissions. The disagreements emerged during the clause-by-clause consideration of the South-South Development Zonal Commissions. The central to the debate was the Senate Committee on Special Duties recommendation that 15% of statutory allocations from
Speak out. You are the voice of a new generation. And this is your station. Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM.
Be the voice of the people. Citizen FM Abuja. Now we be the voice of the people. Citizen FM. Make we join our hands to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM. Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM. Citizen FM. It's my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM. Citizen FM. Shake it, shake it. Citizen FM. Citizen FM.
All right, thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still newspaper review on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja. The phone lines are still open. You can call us on 0903 2229 797. You can also call us on 0818 2222205 or 0818 2222206. And we move on to the Nigerian Tribune now, and it has the story, no deadline for old Naira notes in circulation. That's according to the CBN. The Central Bank of Nigeria has dismissed reports suggesting that the old 200, 500 and 1,000 banknote would cease to be legal tender on December the 31st, 2024. In an official statement issued and signed by Sidi Ali Hakama, who is the acting director of corporate communications, the CBN clarified that these claims are false and aimed at disrupting the country's payment system. All right, we move on to the leadership newspaper now, and 1.5 minutes support. This comes barely a day after the of the livestock sector had weighed heavily on the country's import bills, with milk and dairy products accounting for $1.2 billion to $1.5 billion on Thursday at the State House Conference Center, pledged government support in revamping and repositioning the sector to create and relying on dairy import framework to stimulate prosperity in the sector. All right, we moved yesterday. Port Harcourt military base. River State Police Command said all 8 persons on board the helicopter that ditched into the Atlantic Ocean have been reportedly dead. The PRO of the State Command confirmed this. The incident was confirmed in a statement by the spokesperson of the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Oduntayo Olushe. Meanwhile, Vanguard gathered that the oil workers were contract staff of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. All right, we move on to the Punch newspaper now. Tinubu seeks Senate confirmation of ministerial nominees. The Senate on Thursday received a request from President Bola Tinubu for the screening and confirmation of appointments of 7 ministerial nominees announced in Abuja. The President's request was contained in a letter addressed to the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and read at the beginning of plenary on Thursday. On Wednesday, the President effected a change in his cabinet, sacking 5 ministers and announcing 7 replacements as nominees. The News Agency of Nigeria recalls that the defendants were alleged to have published the false information on October 16 that the Department of State Service laid siege at the National Assembly with a view to effecting Akpabio's impeachment. The federal government sued the incorporated trustees of Other Paper, on whose online platform the false information was allegedly published. Also joined as 4th and 5th defendants were correspondents of the platform. All right, to some politics now. Ondo polls, Sanwo-Olu Omo-Agege lead APC 305-man campaign council. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been appointed chairman of the National Campaign Council, formed by the ruling All Progressives Congress, to drive the party's campaign for the upcoming Ondo State governorship election. This was disclosed in a list issued by the APC's National Organizing Secretary. The Ondo governorship election is scheduled for November the 16th. Sanwo-Olu is set to lead the 305 council member, leveraging his leadership experience in Lagos to guide the campaign activities and winning strategies. He will be supported by former Deputy Senate President, Senator Ovie Omo-Agege, who serves as secretary alongside prominent APC figures such as Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris, Governor Dakpo Abiodun, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume. We move on to Daily Trust now. Shettima cancels Commonwealth trip as foreign object hits his plane in US. Vice President Kashim Shettima has aborted his trip to the 2024 Commonwealth Heads of Government Summit in Semau. President Bola Tinubu had delegated Nigeria's number 2 man to represent the country at the ongoing summit. The foreign object damaged the cockpit windscreen of the plane. This is according to a statement by a presidential spokesperson. All right, moving back to the Nation newspaper. First Lady reps lift Jigawa tanker fire victims with 140 million naira. And the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has donated 40 million naira and various food items to victims of the tanker explosion, which occurred on October 16th. Over 170 persons have been confirmed dead from the explosion. The House of Representatives has also donated 100 million naira to the victims of the explosion. A statement yesterday in Abuja by the Senior Special Assistant to the First Lady, Busola Kukuyi, said the donation was presented on behalf of Mrs. Tinubu by a delegation led by the wife of the House of Representatives Speaker, Hajia Fatima Tajuddin Abbas, at the Government House in Dutse, the Jigawa State capital. Handing over the check and food items to the wife of the governor, the First Lady said she felt concerned about the plight of victims and assured the state government of continued support and prayers. Receiving the money and relief items from the First Lady with thanks, Governor Umar Namadi assured the delegation that the donation would be judiciously deployed to cater for the victims. And to the Guardian newspaper now. Minister canvasses resilience health systems to check global warming. The coordinating minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, has lamented the worsening impact of climate change on human health and infrastructure in the country, stressing the need to build a robust and resilient health system. Speaking at the opening of the Future of Health Conference 2024, organized by the Nigeria Health Watch yesterday in Abuja, Professor Pate regretted that while Nigeria and other developing countries were bearing the brunt of climate, they were not responsible for its root causes. He added that addressing the impact of global warming was a matter of social justice. The minister observed that the country had witnessed significant climate-related disruptions, including widespread flooding and drought in various regions, adding that these environmental shifts have brought with them a sharp increase in climate-sensitive diseases. Back to the Nigerian Tribune. PDP won't allow one-party state Governors Forum. And the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed, stated this at a recent forum of the party which was held at Bauchi State Governors Lodge. He said although the PDP is undergoing different challenges at the moment, it will not give room for agents of destabilization to infiltrate the former ruling party. He said the meeting was convened to bring all the organs together and chart a new course for the party to win the upcoming governorship election in Ondo State, as well as rescuing Nigeria in 2027. All right, that's the much we can take on today's edition of the Newspaper Review on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja. Thank you so much for being part of this program. My name is Lawrence Samoiti. Enjoy the rest of your day.